But yeah, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the MajorSlackAttack, your first stop for titillating tactical gaming, and welcome to my Skyrim speedrun. Yahoo! Yeah, this is a project that I've been very interested in for quite a while. I announced it maybe a week or two or so ago, and yeah, it's finally here. This is a speed run of the main quest line of the game, alright? And what is specific about this particular speed run is there's going to be no glitches, alright? If you guys have seen any Skyrim speed runs, you're probably familiar with the clipping glitch where you can pick up an object like a plate or a bucket or something and just hold it in front of you and basically walk through walls, walk through anything, you know. And guys are producing speed runs using this clipping glitch and basically skipping over large sections of the game. Right now the world record for a Skyrim speed run of the main quest line is 49 minutes. It's held by this guy named Wymorn, I believe. And I have always been interested in a no glitch speedrun of Skyrim because the glitch running basically massacres the gameplay. You really don't really have to play much of the game at all to produce a speedrun. And some games are like this. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I have nothing against the glitch running, okay? The speedrun community widely recognizes using glitches as permissible, alright? So I'm not saying anything against Wymore or his accomplishment or anything against glitch running. I'm just simply interested in producing a no glitch and no exploit speedrun of Skyrim. Alright, so this speedrun is a speedrun of the main quest line. It will go from selecting your race or character, and I just selected my race. It is a high elf, and it will run to the end of the main quest line, which is completing the Dragon Slayer quest. Okay, it's a speedrun of the main quest line, no other quests, just the main quest line. Alright, so that's that. I'm assuming that you're here to watch a speedrun, so I'm talking over this opening dialogue here, and it's completely moot anyways because all the rest of the dialogue throughout this run is going to be skipped. I'm either going to be doing bump skipping or subtitle skipping, and I'll explain about that a little later on. Alright? So, we're about to get underway here. In the tower here, I know you can just race right to the top. Hang on, the truck's going by outside. It's summertime here in Montreal, Quebec, so they got the windows open. Yeah, I know you can just race right to the top and get that dragon to spawn right away, but the PC version is prone to freezing if you crowd that dragon. I've crashed the game a number of times crowding that dragon, so I just held off there. Why High Elf? I tried all the different races in speedrunning, and hang on, I just want to tell you something here. This is what I'm doing here. It's known as bump skipping, okay? Or what I'm calling bump skipping. What you can do is, if a character is engaged in some dialogue, an NPC is engaged in some dialogue, you can bump into him to get him to skip that dialogue and skip to the next. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that throughout the speedrun, obviously, because Skyrim is like 50% story. And that's part of the skills of speedrunning in Skyrim is to, you know, fast track that story stuff and all that dialogue, alright? Okay, High Elf. Yeah, I tried all the races in this speedrun, and yeah, that was just for gits and shiggles. You would think that the Red Guard, with his, what's it known as, adrenaline rush racial power, would be the best for speedrunning. But no, not so. You can only use that power once a day, and it really didn't, I found it really didn't make that much difference. I found that the best race was the High Elf because of his 50% extra magicka, number one, and number two, the Highborn racial power, which has your magicka recharge at a phenomenal rate. You can only use it once a day, but it's immensely useful for dragons, and dragons are the biggest problem in speedrunning. When you're doing a legitimate speedrun like this, okay? They're the biggest problem. And they're really useful for that. So High Elf it is. His name is Race Stormfire. He's the brother of Lucky Stormfire. Lucky Stormfire is the character I'm using in my legendary walkthrough. If you don't know about MajorSlackAttack, I'm doing another walkthrough of Skyrim on legendary difficulty. Check it out. Here I'm just grabbing the salt pile and the garlic. That's going to be very useful later on. I'm killing these guys simply because I want to level up destruction. That's very important. And number two, I'm going to have to stop in this room anyways to get the novice hood and the novice ropes, which are in this cage right there. Alright, so pick the lock and get into that cage, get the novice hood and novice robes off that guy. Novice hood gets you an extra 30 magicka. Novice robes recharges your magicka 50% faster. So now with the high else racial ability, plus 50 magicka, plus the novice hood, I'm up to 180 magicka already. I've almost doubled my magicka. So as you can see, high elf, very useful for the speedrun. It will cost 1,510 gold exactly to complete the speedrun. And I've got a list on my laptop here, just going to run through that. It will cost 1,000 for a horse, about 300 for the lightning bolt spell, and another 210 gold cab fare, I call it. Basically to hire carriages to take you to various towns that you need to go to. And there's another little gits and shickles thing there, just file that there. I love doing that, yeah, even though it takes an extra second. Okay, so flying through Helgen Keep, that's it for the looting. Don't need to kill anybody else, just wanted to kill and loot the guys in the first 3 rooms and then sell their gear, which will be about 450 gold. And the rest of the gold that I need to get a horse, which I want to get right away, will be gotten by making potions. And it's a lot better to make potions to get gold than it is to loot, because looting doesn't level you up, whereas making potions does. So I'm going to be making about half a dozen power potions, maybe a few more. Most of them will be using ingredients in Arcadia's Cauldron, and I'll be using a power potion, death bell plus garlic plus salt pile. So hence that's why I collected the salt pile in that room, the storeroom in the beginning. Okay, so we've exited Helgen Keep. This is, I've been working on this for about 2 weeks. Do a little bump skip here to get him to the next quest to start up. There we go. Next quest to start it up. I've been working on this for about 2 weeks. My best time so far is 2 hours and 57 minutes. Although that run I made a lot of mistakes and I've since modified my gameplay a lot. So I hope to get it down closer to 2 hours and 45 minutes, maybe less. Anyways, this is history in the making. And I just did a what I'm going to call a weight 1 recharge. In my legendary walkthrough, I've been calling that casting the spell of instant stamina, just for a joke. But for those of you who are not familiar with my legendary walkthrough, we're going to call that something a little more descriptive. Weight 1 recharge, basically I'm going to be using that a lot. That's another glitch that's used a lot in the glitch runs, and that is you can take a torch, you can use a torch and fiddle around with it. I read about it exactly how to do it. It sounds kind of complicated, but you can use a torch and put it away while you're running, or put a weapon away while you're running and spam the run button and then do something else, spin around 3 times and pat your head and whatever. I don't know. I'm kidding. And basically you can use a torch to get infinite run. Alright? And I won't be doing that because this is a no glitch run. Okay? No glitches, no exploit. So, no exploits rather. So a major consideration throughout this run is going to be stamina management. Obviously, the longer I can sprint, the faster the run is going to go. So I need to manage my stamina very carefully. And one way I'm going to be doing that is by doing what I'm going to call weight 1 recharge, where I just wait 1 hour and it instantly recharges your stamina, your magicka, and your health, but more importantly your stamina. And I'm just grabbing all these cabbages here that's kind of like a safety net,
Well, one of us has to do
basically.
I don't know what you over. Yeah.
My primary attack is going to be destruction spells, alright? I'm going to start out with flames, move up to sparks, and finally lightning bolt. But I'll be using those for specific situations. Lightning bolt I won't be able to use until I get the apprentice destruction perk. I mean, I can use it before, but it's going to cost so much magic that it won't be worth it, alright? So those three, flames, sparks, and lightning bolt. But in case my magicka runs out, in case I run into problems, I want to be able to do some power attacks with a two-handed weapon. So I'm going to be making some vegetable soup as well. So that's why I grabbed the cabbage. And here I took the long way around. I don't know why I did that.
New to Riverwood? Of course.
This is probably because I cut out... I used to, in my practice runs, go to the Sleeping Giant Inn and buy some wheat off the innkeeper for another power potion, but I've since eliminated that. So that's probably why I went the wrong way. Those two fly amanita are very important, or at least one anyways. So is killing this mud crab here. Get the mud crab chitin. That's for another power potion. Fly amanita, mud crab chitin, and troll fat. You can get the troll fat in Arcadia's Cauldron. And that's it. We're off to Dragon's Reach. Doing a wait one recharge there. I just want to kill this wolf to help level up destruction. That's the only reason. And then onward. Now I want to unequip flames. So I just have my fists. And you'll see why in a minute. Those of you who have seen other speedruns probably know why. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the speedrun. Doing a wait one recharge there. Now there's a guard that's always hanging around Pelagia Farm. And this is something I'm going to do twice during the run. And that is smack the guard. Get him to arrest you. And then you get a free ride to town. Saves you a lot of time. You get thrown in jail, but you just sleep 1 hour and you're out. That's it. Now, I could have paid 40 bounty and got dropped off at the front of the Dragon's Reach door right away, but I want to save the gold. So that's it. I'm going to do that once again in Solitude. Now I'm going to be doing subtitle skipping, where you just take your mouse and rapidly click on the subtitles, and it skips the dialogue ahead. So henceforth that will be called subtitle skipping or title skipping. And then I'll be doing some bump skipping here.
Troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. The dragon is lurking in the mountains.
Bump Avenici.
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my home.
Now there's nothing I can do.
My people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
So I'm trying to access the Jarl there. Finally got him.
Here.
Do some title skipping to get through his dialogue. Now we got to go see Farengar. Do a wait one recharge to get the Jarl to appear. Do a bump skip on him to get Farengar in action. And now we got Farengar in action.
Well, when I say
he's going to give us the quest to
go to Bleak Falls Barrow,
fetch the Dragon Stone. And I also want to do that Frost Salts favor for him so that all the ingredients in Arcadia's Cauldron become free. That's very important because then I can grab all the Death Bell and Salt Pile in there for free and make a bunch of potions. And I'm also going to grab some garlic here. 3 garlic and grab all the ingredients necessary to make vegetable soup. That's potatoes, leeks, cabbages, and tomatoes. These can all be found in the Dragon's Reach kitchen. Here's some more garlic there. This is just a safety net, this vegetable soup, just in case I get in trouble. Usually in the Thalmor Embassy I get in trouble. And I run out of magic and then, like, you know. So that's it. Made a batch of vegetable soup. It's down to see Arcadia. By the way, this is a special 35-minute video. I'm not going to be doing this all the time. It's just to kick off the speedrun. Just a special thing. All the rest of the videos will be 15 to 20 minutes. The usual target length. Those of you who ask me to do longer videos are basically asking me to work harder for less money. So basically, you're just cracking the whip. Work harder, Slack. What? What? Wait, what? Work harder. So sorry, I'm doing the best I can, but hey, you know, I gotta make ends meet. Okay, so I just quickly gave the beggar because like he was right there, so why not give him a 1 gold and get 5% better prices when I'm selling the potions there. Once again though, I only need 10 gold to complete the game. I end up going over that. Okay, let's see Arcadia, give her the frost salts.
Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation.
She gives us a whole bunch of potions, we can sell those back to her.
These potions should
Now I'm so accustomed to looting everything in the shop that I had to kind of train myself to just loot specific items to save time. And I forgot the creep cluster. That would have been very useful because I can use creep cluster. And I could have bought some wheat too off Arcadia. Because there's a giant's toe in Delphine's room that you can use. You mix it up with some creep cluster and some wheat, or some blue butterfly wing if you happen to come across any, and blue mountain flower to make a power potion, which will level you up 1 level right away. So now I'm just buying a few key ingredients to make some power potions. Power potions are potions that are created specifically for resale. Hit up this alchemy book there. Oh yeah, and earlier on I hit up a speech book at Bellathor's. That's also to level me up. Grab some salt pile out of these barrels here. And this always gets Arcadia a little excited. So it's off to make some power potions. Death Bell, garlic, and salt pile is the first one. You can make at least 7. I just want to make 4. Because if you make 4 at this point, it will level me up. And whenever I do this speed run, complete this speed run, I always have leftover perk points. So I figure I might as well spend that perk point on Alchemist 1 to make 20% better potions. Why not? Because, you know, there's no point in finishing the speed run with leftovers. So now I can make better potions, and I will be making some fortified destruction potions later on, so that'll help there. So yeah, so just making some power potions here to level up number 1 and number 2 to sell to get some extra, not extra, but the required gold I'll need to complete the game. Very first consideration once again is to have 1,000 gold to buy a horse. Stealing a horse is not really advisable because stolen horses always run away. So then you have to like reacquire a horse. There's no point. You might as well just somehow acquire 1,000 gold, which is really easy. You know, it takes barely any time at all. And like I said, you also need to level up too because you need perk points. So that's it. I have exactly 1,000 gold right now, but I might as well go and sell a few more potions to Bellathor. Have a little bit extra pocket change. And everything I sold to Bellathor gives me 14 gold. So now I have enough gold to finish the game, even though I do a little more looting later on. And also, Luke in the Riverwood is going to give us 400 gold for bringing him back the Golden Claw. So that's it. We're out of here. It's down to the Whiterun stables to buy a horse. In earlier practice runs, after buying a horse, I would go straight to Riverwood and start working my way up to Bleak Falls Barrow. I've since discovered that the wait 1 recharge is not entirely reliable. It glitches out sometimes. So you wait 1 hour, the game advances 1 hour, but it doesn't recharge your stamina. And this has left me with my pee-pee hanging out so many times in front of a gang of, ugly droggers. It's screwed up my speedrun so many times that I decided to kind of like create a different stamina management plan, and that is to loot the Hunting Brew Meadery. Okay, in the Hunting Brew Meadery there is much more, but on the first floor there's about 160 bottles of Hunting Brew mead that you can steal. There is a glitch, a detrimental glitch with stolen consumables. So I'm going to explain about that in a minute, but right now what I'm doing is I want to wait until between 9 and 11 in the evening, and Eimer, this guy that kind of like he's like the caretaker of the meadery, he hangs around, and if you drop something in front of him, okay, like some armor or something like that, this is completely random, mind you, okay? He may say, hey, you dropped something, can I have that? and then a dialogue will be initiated, and if you let him have it, you will have done a favor for him, and as a result, all the mead in this hunting brew meadery will be free. You won't have to steal it, and that's very important. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm going to give it a couple shots. I waste about a minute here trying to pull this off, but if I can get it, get him to do it, it's really worth it. So he doesn't bite, so forget it. So now I'm just going to pick it up and wait and get him out of the area and then go steal all the meat. So just waiting. He's gone now. Now I'm going to steal all the meat. Now the problem with stolen consumables, I believe this is a glitch in Skyrim. If you hotkey, if you favorite and hotkey stolen consumables, if you use the hotkey to consume one of the consumables, the hotkey will disappear from your favorites list. So you can't use hotkeys to consume stolen consumables. I'm pretty sure there's a glitch, and it's an annoying glitch because it would be great if I could use, a hotkey. So I'm going to have to use all these hunting brew meads. Whenever I want to recharge my stamina, I'm going to have to go into the favorites list and rapidly click on the hunting brew mead text to consume a bunch of meat. Would have been a lot better if I could just press the hotkey, because I could do that while running. Anyways, I'll show you what I mean later on. And this guy's been asking me to leave all this time, so it was pretty risky staying in there to steal all that. But so there you go. I got 160 bottles of hunting brew mead. That's going to help out immensely with my stamina management. So I won't have to depend on wait 1 recharging at all if I ever get stuck. And particularly near the end of the game, specifically in Alftand, Blackreach, and one other area. There's just so many enemies around that you can't do the wait 1 recharge trick, because as you may or may not know, you can only wait when there's no enemies around. So in those areas, there's always so many enemies around that you can't do wait 1 recharge. So you're often stuck going in slow motion in those areas because you can never recharge your stamina. So the hunting brew meat is going to be very handy in those areas. And also in Sovngarde, you're not allowed to wait at all. The game just simply won't allow you to wait. So Sovngarde, that's the hunting brew meat is going to be very useful there. Also in what's it called, Skalfdagen or something like that. The one just before Sovngarde. That area, just so many enemies around that it's hard to wait. So that's that. Riding our horse up to Bleak Falls Barrow. This is kind of risky leaving my horse here. See, he just got attacked. Sometimes bandits will stagger lock your horse. As you may or may not know, horses will run away. See, now watch this. I'm hotkeying honey brew meat, okay? Hotkeyed it as number 3. Watch later on. I'm going to run out of stamina. I'm going to press on the 3 key, and it will only drink up 1 bottle, and then that's it. The hotkey will disappear. Listen. See that? See, it disappeared. So now whenever I want to, drink some meat, I'm going to have to access the favorite list and rapidly click on the hunting brew bean. But once again, it will still be useful. It would just be so much better if you could just use the hotkey. Okay, so killing this guy to level up destruction. I know that if you just leave him alone, he'll go up and he'll pull that switch and get poisoned by the poison darts. But I want to exploit him for some destruction leveling. Do a wait 1 recharge here to save on mead. Pull the switch. The only thing I want here is the thief book to level up, and the potion. I'm just going to drop straight down the center of the circular staircase at the same time. And I got ataxia. Those buggers, one of those little rats there gave me a disease. But it only affects pickpocketing and lockpicking. I'm not going to be doing any of that, unfortunately. So I can afford to wait till I get to Solitude, hit the shrine of Julianos, and that will cure me, which is quite a ways into the run. Okay, so there's Arvel. Zoom in. Grab the golden claw. Here I just want to verify what's going on, how far I'm away from leveling up, because I realized that I was using a lot of magicka, and I haven't even gotten novice destruction yet. So there you go. Here's an area where there's enemies. Can't use the wait one recharge, so the mead is very useful there. Here's another one of my favorite parts of the speedrun. Just run right through these swinging scythes here without taking a scratch. This is played on novice difficulty, by the way. According to the Speed Demon archives, they recommend that you do the game either the fastest possible or on the highest difficulty. In between is not really something that a lot of people are interested in, and I agree. I just don't think that a lot of people would appreciate how hard it is to do a speed run on, say, adept difficulty. Because, you know, most, just grabbing some glowing mushroom there so I can make some fortified destruction potions later on. Yeah, most accomplished Skyrimers would play on adept and go, okay, this is fairly easy. So I think a lot of people might think, okay, so you're doing a speedrun on adept, so what? But they don't realize that, you know, it's an RPG, so if you don't level up, you know, adept is immensely difficult. It's really difficult. You have to actually create a kind of a build. I've done a speedrun on adept, and it adds about maybe 45 minutes to an hour to the run. I probably could have worked on it a little bit and reduced some time, but I decided instead, let's just go for a straight speed run. And check this out. Right now, you're going to see I'm going to do a wait one recharge. Time advances, but my stamina doesn't recharge. This is another thing that plagued me often while practicing this speed run. So that's another reason why I decided to go for the Honeybeer Mead solution. Yeah, it's just the malfunctioning wait one recharge. Here, this area, these draugrs are really easy to kill, so might as well kill them quickly. So I can do a wait one recharge there, save on some mead, instead of having to use mead. Recharge my stamina. And here's the Golden Claw puzzle. To quickly solve it, just turn all three of them twice. There's all three of them turn twice. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's the same thing every time. And away we go. Theoretically, this is only one of two enemies that you actually have to kill. Actually, three enemies that you actually have to kill in Bleak Falls Barrow. You have to kill the spider, you have to kill Arvel, and you have to kill this Draugr Overlord here. Everybody else you can just sprint by, but you know, like I said, I'm trying to level up Destruction. So there we go, leveled up again. Finally got another perk point so I can get that Novice Destruction. Pumping everything into Magicka all the way. There's another truck going by outside. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just looting this not for money but for enchanted items. Anything that I can grab that I can disenchant will help level up enchanting, and that will in turn level up my character and give me more perk points to use. This here was sheer habit from my my adept run. This is actually my adept speed run with a lot of the fat trimmed off. And there's a couple of habits left over. It's just like, you know, I don't need to do that anymore.
Whatever.
This here I don't really need to do either. All I need now is 510 gold. I've got it. I'm probably doing mostly to just empty out my inventory.
Okay.
Could have skipped over this altogether.
I'm gonna put
This
this
I'm doing
back
just
where
for
it belongs,
posterity so
though.
that I actually
Never
completed
forget
that
this.
quest.
You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
So I can say I did all quests
Thank you
associated
so
with
much.
the
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
main quest line. Here, that's my claim to fame on this. Once again, emptying out the inventory, cleaning it up here. So I got well over 510 gold. So I really don't need to do this. So that's going to be it. That's it for the business. No more looting and no more business. Even that was excessive. But hey, got a little bit extra pocket change. That's it. Back to the Jarl and to Farengar. Give him the Dragonstone, and then we're gonna go kill the first dragon.
Ah, the dragon stone. You'll have to see.
One very important thing I
Divine smile on.
want to do right now is buy the lightning bolt spell. Even though it's very expensive magicka wise, I'll have it on board later on when I get another perk point to get Apprentice Destruction.
Falls Barrow
Okay,
without
so
that?
just buy it, learn it, favorite it,
Join.
get it ready to rock and roll. Okay, and I'm gonna use sparks on the first dragon.
Just send me a copy when you've decided it.
Now I'm gonna bump skip Erlith.
Farengar, you need
She speaks. Bump
you
skip
to
her.
come too.
A dragon.
Bump skip
exciting.
Farengar.
I'd take this a bit more seriously if I were you.
And that's about it as far as fast tracking this part. I haven't figured out a way to fast track it any further. I've tried waiting when you get up here. It doesn't do anything. So wait for these guys to come up.
So, Irileth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord.
Tell him what you told
Bump
me.
skip Erlith.
What's
What
the
did you
hurry?
do?
Bump skip the
You said
guard.
attacking the Watchtower.
No, my lord.
Good
Bump
work,
skip
son.
the Jarl.
Irileth, you'd better gather some guards.
Bump skip the Jarl again.
Already ordered my
Bump
Good.
skip Erlith. And now we can
Don't
access
fail
the
me.
Jarl.
There's no time to... I want you...
Title skip him.
I have...
And please.
There's no
I
time
should
to
come
stand
along.
on
Gives you
ceremony.
the, he always gives you a little
I need your... No.
something, some enchanted item. Now I'm going to disenchant everything to level up. That's the only reason I'm doing this. I don't care about, you know, leveling up enchanting. I want to level up my character. Character level progress bar. This is the most important thing. Get that all-important third perk where I can get Apprentice Destruction. Assuming that I have Destruction up to 25. Okay, so that's it. We are off to the Western Watchtower to kill the first dragon. I'm gonna go sparks all the way. Usually I have enough gas in the tank to pull a job off. If I don't, I can always use Highborn. The High Elf's racial ability where you trigger that and your magicka regenerates at a phenomenal rate. So I'm just checking to make sure I have Novice Destruction. One time I took on
no signs of
a
any
dragon
drag-
without
I know
even
it looks
Novice
bad.
Destruction.
We've got to figure out what happened.
Okay, so bump skipping Erlith to get everything in motion now. You can also bump skip the guy in the watchtower, strangely, to get the dragon to appear faster. This guy right there, but you gotta run inside all the way, come back out, wait for him to come out. For some reason that didn't trigger him to come out. Okay, now come out, bump skip him.
Get back. It's still here.
There we go. And that typically gets the dragon to appear a lot faster. Right there. So it's like it's triggered by him finishing his dialogue. And that's it. I always like to plant myself here because I can keep track of the dragon a lot easier. I hate fighting this dragon at night. That's just the way it is. I don't have the luxury of waiting until daytime. And you know, wouldn't you know it, of course I'm making a recording. This dragon never does this. He goes after me right away. Are you making a recording, eh, Slack? Okay. Get to him. Never does this. Never, ever does that. You see he plants himself behind the... Yeah, and he does it again. I actually have to heal up. I've never had to do this in practice runs, so I'm healing up. And now I do have to kick in Highborn. So there we go. So now my magic is regenerating very quickly. You see the blue bars filling up very quickly. And now I managed to finish him off. And he went after me all the way. all the way. Wouldn't let up. And that is it. Not gonna bother looting them. Like I said, I don't need the dragon bones and scales. I just have to wait and get the soul and get the prompts to activate my first shout. And that's it. And then we're off to Dragon's Reach. And we're coming up near the end of this video. I would like to thank you all very much for watching. And this speedrun is based heavily on everything I learned researching my ebook, Skyrim Legendary Made Easy. Click on the link in the video description for a free sample.